What's up, everybody? And welcome to a brand new episode of Talk the Real Deal with AT2. And yes, I'm your boy AT2. How everybody doing? How everybody living? How everybody feeling today? Hello, everybody. Make sure y'all hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you already haven't. Support the channel, all that good stuff. You already know the drill. What's up, Nicole? What's up, ha ha ha? Thank you for being here. I appreciate y'all. Hello, everybody coming in the room. Go ahead and hit that like button, subscribe. Shout out to everybody on Facebook as well, too. We're going to talk about this whole Amanda Seals and her saying that Kamala was disingenuous and she summoned her. Like, she wanted to have a conversation with her, so she summoned her. And y'all, here's my thing. I'm going to say this before we get into it. We have to stop trying to all of a sudden be so political right before an election. Like, we be quiet the whole 3-4 years, and then election year at the last minute. Mind you, we're at 99 days away from the election. We want to be political and we want to come up with this coalition to take over the government. And it's all like, it's a little bit too late for that. But again, like I said, Amanda Seals said she had a conversation with Kamala. She summoned her. She wanted to have a conversation. And she said that Kamala was disingenuous. Kamala couldn't answer questions about race and all this other stuff. Now, she went live to kind of double down on what she was saying. And Amanda had said that she did not tell the full story. Like, there was more to the conversation that was said between her and Kamala, but she only wanted to give us certain parts of it. She doesn't feel comfortable sharing a private conversation. If the conversation was private, why did you go to the internet and make it public? At this point, I don't know what Amanda's point is and what she's trying to do, but whatever Amanda is trying to do, don't do it. That's what I gotta say. But let me go ahead and play you guys a clip, and then we're gonna talk about it.
Don't mean anything. Like, if you tell me a portion of a story right now, I would just take that portion of the story and say, well, when you're ready to tell me the whole thing, tell me. But if people are going to
I didn't even know it wasn't the whole
yes, you
thing.
did.
I felt like
Because
there was
you
a lot
literally said in the
missing
beginning, yes, you
because
did.
it didn't
Because
make
in the
sense
beginning
to
of
me.
this, are you going to keep talking over me? In the beginning of this conversation, what you said was, you've only told us what you've only told us, like, the portions that you've told us. And you know what I said every time? Every single time that I've talked about this story, I've said, I'm not going to say the entire thing because I don't feel like it makes sense to. I don't feel comfortable. It was a private conversation that really ultimately doesn't need to be completely exposed. I don't need to do that. But if you're going to use elements against me that are simply disingenuous, not you personally, but if people are going to use elements against me that are simply disingenuous, I'm going to use what I know to challenge what people think.
Then you said she tried to silence you. But
I
my thing
said you tried
was,
to silence me.
Kamala, didn't you say that?
I said, I don't know who's trying to silence me. Maybe it's her. That's what I said.
Why are you going to throw her under the bus and put her name out there like that? And you
What is she
didn't
doing for
even...
you?
I mean...
When I met with Kamala Harris after she summoned me, I said to her straight up, you talk out two sides of your neck and we don't know what you're talking about. I wouldn't be surprised if it's Kamala Harris who's trying to shut me the up. Because I told her straight up that I feel like she is disingenuous in her messaging. And she said to me, well, you're being too critical. And I said, I am a voter. I'm supposed to be critical. That's my job.
Now, here's the thing with Amanda. She's going to put this as, oh, everybody else attacking her. They don't want her to speak up. They want her to remain quiet and not speak her mind. And, you know, she threw out there, oh, I'm a voter, blah, blah, blah. Here's the problem with Amanda. You literally don't want to get along with anybody. Your whole shtick is to argue and complain about everything. Every little detail, everything. Because honestly, to tell you the truth, Kamala didn't have to call you and get your opinion or summons you, as you put. She didn't have to do that. I think she honestly was all like, let me see what this girl talking about. Let's have a conversation. She's very vocal. Amanda does get views. Like, let's not even play. Now she can't sell out tours, but damn, I'm shady. But she gets views on her social media, but she can't sell out a tour. But anyway, so you got Amanda, and basically she's going to be like, when you give her an answer, she's going to try to overtalk you or question you on your answer. Well, why do you think that? Well, why'd you say that? Maybe you shouldn't have said it like this. Like, literally, Amanda is going to think of anything to turn it around and make it like you're against her and she's the victim. She victimized herself in that situation. And if it was a private phone call, it should have remained private. You should have just said, hey, I had a phone call with Kamala, left it at that. But you telling us she's disingenuous and you didn't like her answers when it came to race and all this other stuff, you should have just left that alone. And then we find out that that wasn't the whole context of the conversation. There was a larger conversation, but you don't want to share everything. It's only certain parts that you'll share publicly. That is whack. Like, are you out your mind? And mind you, you probably could have had a way or like a liaison to offer suggestions to Kamala. You know what I mean? Like, instead of her trying to fight and argue, she could have found her way like, hey, there's some policies that I think that you should bring to the table. I think you should discuss this, give suggestions, have a healthy conversation. All you wanted to do was fight with the lady. And again, has Trump given you a call to like try to, mediate or have a conversation? I don't think Trump gave you a call. We didn't hear you say that. But again, this goes back to what I was saying in the beginning, you guys. Like, listen, I want my people to be active. I want my people to be involved, talking about Black people, right? I want them to be involved. I want them to educate themselves. And I want us to get policies that do affect us and do help us. I want us to do that. But the thing that I'm seeing a lot is that we only get political when we're down the home stretch when the election is about to happen. And then after the election, we might complain a couple of months after that, and then we just go back to whatever. And it's sad because the larger conversation isn't being had about the Senate. A lot of the Senate seats are up. I want to say about 30 Senate seats, 25 to 30 Senate seats. I can't remember the exact number. And then 435 seats are up in Congress. 435 seats. Mind you, this Congress, I think it's the 118th Congress, has been the least productive Congress that they haven't passed anything. Because remember, this is a Republican control. They literally have a slim majority. They got rid of their first speaker, Kevin McCarthy, and then they got what's his name? John? What's his name, y'all? I don't like to say people wrong name. Not that it matters, but let me look up his name. Speaker of the House. His name, Mike Johnson. What's it? Mike Johnson. They got him in there. They hardly have passed anything. I think they've only passed 18 bills, if that. They haven't done anything. And so the larger conversation about, hey, who's up for re-election for the Senate? Like, I know in California, more than likely we're a Democratic state, so Adam Schiff more than likely has it, for Senate. That's without a given. But what about Georgia? What about Pennsylvania? Pennsylvania, I know they have a Senate race. I don't think Georgia does this time. Even Arizona, there's different states up for grab that we're not even talking about. And because of the Supreme Court being so conservative, you need that balance of the Congress and Senate to be liberal to balance everything out. Because another thing, why do you think that Joe Biden wasn't able just to put that get the the student loans waived, or deferred or whatever. Not deferred, waived. Cancel student loan debt. That's what I'm trying to say. Why do you think he wasn't able to cancel student loan debt? The reason why he wasn't able to cancel the student loan debt the first time was because the Supreme Court struck it down. The Supreme Court said, no, you can't do that. What's up, Yolanda? What's up, Princess? What's up, Beetle? But yeah, the Supreme Court struck that down. Just like the DEI programs, they struck that down. The funding for black-owned businesses by women, that grant, that was struck down. So much stuff has been struck down from the Supreme Court. And again, because Trump was able to get 3 justices in there, he was able to, might even be able to have changed it for a lifetime. We'll probably never see it flipped. Now they're saying that there's 3 possible judges that could retire. So with that being said, the Supreme Court could be evened out, but we don't know that for a fact. And I don't think we looked at, what's up, Miss Barr? I don't think we looked at like, oh man, like there's so much more than just, okay, what's the, not ramifications. Is it ramifications that I'm saying? Basically, the downfall of having Trump in office. We never really looked at that. We never really took a look and being like, well, damn, he can get, just like, for example, like the judges, he was able to get more, not just the Supreme Court, but just in states and stuff like that. He was able to get more judges in. Okay, I was right. Ramifications, yeah. What nobody actually thinks about all that stuff. Like, there's a lot that you're able to do when you are president. We didn't even talk about reproductive rights for women. Everybody just thinks that, we don't want you to have a smagortion. It starts with an A, if you know what I mean. We don't want you to have what's up, Ricky? We don't want you to go to the chop shop, right? They struck that down. But not realizing, oh no, they're going towards the deep end. Like, women can be prosecuted if they don't prove that they had an actual miscarriage. Like, it's going to the extreme. I'm all for state rights, but some states don't need rights. I'm just like Alabama, the in vitro, how now they're getting, like, it's extreme. It's very extreme. So when you think about this kind of stuff, it affects you beyond just, we're going to get rid of, the chop shop. Yeah, thank you, Stephanie. Yeah. I was trying to say it in so many words without saying the word, because I don't want them to put that thing on my video. It's so much more. Oh, and just like contraceptive and stuff like that, they don't want you to have that. So it's all like, damn, you're trying to get rid of everything. So it's not just the smagortions and stuff like that, It's not just that. And I have nothing against Planned Parenthood. Now, the creation of it, back in the day, that's a different topic, a different story for a different day. But they do give health care to a lot of women. And I don't think people realize that when you don't have medical insurance, you have to kind of go to these different places. And has anybody ever not had medical insurance before? Now, most of us just go to the county hospital, but sometimes you can't always go to county. You have to go to like some of these clinics and stuff like that to get help. Like, have y'all ever not had health insurance before? I've had a lapse for like one time when I turned 26, because Obama, he extended it to 26. So I had a lapse for like a year. And then when the whole panorama happened and my job laid me off, I had another lapse, but then I was able to get insurance. But yeah, it's a lot to it, Yeah. Yeah, because Planned Parenthood, people just think that they only do one thing. They do multiple different other services there. It's not just, yeah, it's not just one thing. Because hell, if you got to take that one thing that they do there and basically cancel out everything else that they do, I mean, yeah, you got to think about it, you know? So going back to my point with Amanda, because I don't want to stray too far apart, but Amanda is just not happy with nothing. Because listen, Trump said, he would have gotten rid of that issue with Palestine right away. And what he mean by that, he would have told them to obliterate Palestine. Now, Kamala had, she came out and said she had a stern, I forgot the actual word she said, but a stern conversation with Netanyahu or whatever about what's going on. And Amanda is saying that she's been canceled because of the whole Palestine issue. But this is my thing, Amanda, if you don't like Kamala, do you think Trump is going to do a better job with Palestine? And trust me, do I think Kamala is going to do, wonders and solve the issue? No, because Netanyahu is a beast. And again, I'm not talking about the religion. I'm talking about the government. I want to make that clear before they take my video down. Netanyahu, his own people don't like him. So again, yeah, Amanda wants clout. You're right. Thank you, Couture. Get them likes up. So when you have somebody like Trump who's working hand in hand with a Netanyahu, how is that going to help Palestine? Like you're not even thinking about your own consequences of your actions because basically you want us to hate Kamala. That's it. Because here's my thing. In the last 99 days, who are you going to put in there that you want to win? Now, I admit, I was a little nervous when it was Kamala. I was all like, ooh, yeah. And we're going to go ahead and jump right into it. I was nervous when I found out it was Kamala. Because I was all like, I don't think she's going to win. But I've been very shocked. In a week, she has raised $200 million. Now, some people say, oh, that was money that people had for Joe Biden, and now they're giving it to her. No. The way I've been seeing people really out there going hard for Kamala, it is very shocking. Because I'm kind of like, did y'all not know she was the vice president? Yo, it is very shocking. Because I'm all like, she was always there, you guys. Why all of a sudden everybody's excited? But I think we just didn't want that matchup again. We didn't want that Trump versus Biden. We didn't want it. Nobody wanted that. The only people that wanted that was Trump and Biden because they trying to get it back up in there. But other than that, nobody wanted it. And so I think with Kamala, people saw something new. And so I asked the question, is she the second coming of Obama? Is she the second coming? Because it's given Obama. Remember, Obama was kind of like that, he was kind of like that, how do I put it? It's kind of like the way the Republicans look at Trump. They look at Trump like a deity. A Republican, I call it Republicanism because they look at being a Republican as a religion. They go I'm Christian first, and then I'm a Republican. That's is Ricky still in here? That's the way Ricky looks at himself. He'd be like, I'm a Christian, and then I'm a Republican second. And then he's black, when you go down the list, number 10, he'll say he's black. Shout out to the homie Ricky. But yeah, that's the way the Republicans think. They believe in republicanism. So they treat their people like deities, like gods. Where when it comes to Democrats, we're kind of just all Oh, okay. Well, I guess I gotta go. Like, because I'll be honest, was I excited about Joe Biden? No. But hell, everything that we went through in 2020 with, Coviana and all that stuff, oh, we we was looking for something different. We was definitely looking for something different. You know what I mean? So with that being said, um, this energy, this excitement, and shout out to all the black women. So I want to clarify something because a lot of people will go like, "Oh, well, where did that black women?" So, when with black women, that's always been a thing. They always do like a national phone call and stuff like that. That's not nothing new. So that's the thing that they've been doing, but it caught on because it also inspired the white women call, the black men. Today, the white men are coming together and doing a call. Like this momentum that I'm seeing, I'm like, I didn't see that for Hillary, and I don't think they did that for Obama either. Mind you, it's a little different with Obama because I was in '08, but I'm seeing a lot of people really grassroots movements really working for Kamala like I've never seen before. I was like, yo, like this is crazy. And it made me actually excited because I remember we had talked about this last week when everything had first went down. It was kind of like, oh, she's gonna be the nominee. And I said that if they're gonna pick a nominee, if we're gonna have a new nominee and it's not Joe Biden, it need to be Kamala. I didn't see it turn out too good if they went with somebody else. Mind you, I was a little skeptical still, but if they had skipped her being the first woman, black woman, Southeast Asian woman to run, it would have been bad if they skipped over her and gave it to a Gavin Newsom, which I don't think Gavin Newsom, like I said, it works in California where I'm at, but I don't think it works across the globe. It would be too much on him. So with Kamala, I think she was perfect for the role at this point. Okay, some of you guys agree. Okay, thank you. Yeah, she only polled 1% when she first ran. And I think in 2000, because she dropped out before 2020, she dropped out in December of 2019 and she ran out of money. She ran out of money. So, but I want to tell you guys something. You guys have to remember too, Joe Biden ran 4 times before he actually became president. He ran 4 times. So it's not uncommon. I wanted to bring up that fact because a lot of people aren't realizing, what's up, Smooth? A lot of people aren't realizing Joe Biden ran a bunch of times. Hillary Clinton ran twice. So a lot of like these people that get nominated and stuff like that. Mitt Romney ran like 3 times, I think, as well too, right? So there's been people who actually got the nomination who ran multiple times before. It's not uncommon. Okay, I see y'all talking about JD. Okay, let's talk about JD real quick. Y'all think he'll drop JD? That's a good question. When it was Biden, Trump didn't care who his VP is. Now that the talk, he may drop JD. That's a very good question. I don't know if. I mean, they running them ads, him going in and talking shit about Trump, and then there was just today that I seen on CNN, like one of his uh, best friends from like 10 years ago or something like that released some emails and a conversation, and he talked like way different. I said, can you drop? I mean, shit, Biden dropped out, but can you drop a vice president, like your VP pick? Like, I don't know. It's unprecedented, but it's unprecedented times too. So I don't know. You just gonna ignore the fact Joe Biden received personal money from China. But what does that have to do with the cost of tea in China, though? Because Joe Biden's not running anymore. Joe Biden's not running anymore. So just like Hunter Biden, if y'all want to call Hunter Biden a crackhead, I'm completely fine with calling Hunter Biden a crackhead. If he need to go sit in jail, I'm completely fine with that. He's not in, a part of the White House or anything like. So I don't care. He's different from Ivanka and Jared. Like, he's not working in the White House. Now, was that his bag that, they found in the White House? I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised, but he's not working in the White House. Now, does he visit the White House? Yeah, but does he work there? I yeah, he's out. So it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. But I will say, I want to know what Kamala's policies are going to be. I don't think saying, oh, I'm just going to continue what Joe Biden is doing is going to work. She has to have her own mind, her own brain, because if she's too much like Joe Biden, they're going to attack that. They're going to attack it. She has to have her own platform and everything. Are we waiting to see Trump's taxes since 2016? No. They already showed his taxes. They already showed it. Isn't he the lieutenant in Georgia? Lieutenant General in Georgia? Is that who he is, Kate? Can you tell me who he is? Hey, Dave. Thank you for coming. Shout out to everybody on Facebook. Let me read Miss Barbara's comment. She said, Democrats need to be ashamed of themselves. They are looking quite ridiculous and insane at this point. What did they do? Miss Barbara, I don't know what they did. Kamala said she was not doing anything special for the black people. Oh, brown eyes. Thank you for bringing that up. Okay. So we're going to do another video on the griot, that whole interview that she did. That's where everybody's getting like, she doesn't support reparations. She's not going to do anything for black people. That interview was about 20 minutes long. And I want to do a review on that where we actually dissect that, because we're looking at it like one way. And of course, you can take sound bites and make it sound away. Like, for example, the reparations conversation. She said that basically the way she said was, and again, it was a word salad, but she support policies that will benefit everybody, and what benefits black people will benefit other people as well too. Again, that was 2019. I would like to hear what she says. And to what year we 2024. I want to know what Kamala has to say in 2024. Moreover, the conversation about reparations. Originally, she wasn't supportive of reparations, but that griot interview was in February. In April, she said she was, if the bill came on her desk, to sign for what is it? HR 40? It's not reparations, but it's the study of. What do you got to study for? Give us some fucking money, But it's that bill for the study of reparations or whatnot. So she said she would sign it, and that was in April. So whatever happened between then and there. But again, this is my question for black people. So you want the black ones to, save black people, but what about the white ones? You don't want them to save black people? But the black ones have to get out there and, go out there and be like, I'm only going to help the blacks. If they say they're only going to help the blacks, notice I said blacks. If they say I'm only going to help the blacks, that's not going to work for them. That's not going to work. They have to do the word salad and say certain things. And let's be honest, in 2019, it wasn't popular to be pro-black. It was only popular to be pro-black in 2020 after George Floyd. Don't debate me, debate your mama. But I told y'all I was about to wake it up. It was only popular to be pro-black after 2020. Tell me I'm lying. Tell me I'm lying. Now, I'm not negating, Black Panthers, pro-black movement. I'm not negating that. I'm not negating like that was never a thing. But the popularity where, the start of DEI and all that stuff, that wasn't popular until after 2020. So her being the minority candidate say, I'm going to do only things for Black people. It was going to pigeonhole her and make her accountable. And they'll be like, oh, see, there she go. I mean, they already attacking her color. They're attacking her for being with a white man. They attacking her saying that she's not Black. And let me wake it up a little bit more. She is Black, y'all. Me being from the Bay Area, now living here again, you gonna see people that look like Kamala, and they would consider her Black. And people like to post, I think it was from the AP, the Associated Press, that said the first South Asian senator, and because it didn't say Black on there, everybody's running with that and saying that, oh, she said she's not Black. She said that she's Black. She said that multiple times, that she's a Black woman. I don't know how many times that you want her to say it. I think y'all got some colorism issues within y'all. I'm just saying. And if she married a white man, then you got to question, because she married a white man, then you got to question the Black men who marry white women. I feel like we're going to go down a certain rabbit hole, and we got to call out all hypocrisy on all sides. Yeah, she is an AKA. Yeah. She went to Howard University. She was born in Oakland, grew up here in the Bay Area. She mostly lived in Berkeley. They trying to say like she, but we'll give her Oakland. But anyway, I think a lot of the stuff that, people are trying to pinpoint her about the race, it's stupid. Because here's the other argument. So is Trump Black? I don't think, now, if it was two Black people running against each other, then I feel like we need to do a check to check your Blackness. I feel like then that would be an important conversation. Oh, Frederick Douglass, he had him a white woman. Frederick Douglass had him a white woman. Yep. I feel like then that's an important conversation. Not even important, because it doesn't matter. Policy is what matters. Let's be honest. Policy is what matters. And y'all was just calling her a slut. And remember, we did a video about that. They were calling her a slut and all that stuff. Well, the people that she was being a quote unquote slut for, those were Black men. So, what is the argument? That's what I don't understand. Like, are we really going to use that argument about her not being Black enough, or her being married to a white man or whatnot? Now, I think one of the real arguments is who she's going to pick for VP, because a lot of people are asking, like, okay, well, who's going to be her choice? I know they're looking at the guy in Pennsylvania. They're looking at Mark Kelly in Arizona. They're looking at different people and stuff like that. My first choice was going to be Warnock, the senator in Georgia. I believe that Georgia, they should keep that stronghold and keep Georgia blue. One Southern nation that is blue. I think that would be smart for them to pick a Warnock. But too many Black people. So, maybe it's too much. So they saying she got to pick a white man, Carolyn, you love Warnock? Yeah, I like Warnock. And he's proven to be a winner. He won twice. They're still quoting Frederick Douglass, who said, we shouldn't get involved in politics. Mind you, he was backstabbed. Oh, you listen. Y'all can't be. That's like saying Abraham Lincoln was a great Republican because he freed the slaves. Let's be honest. That was strategic because the whole. I don't even want to get into the conversation, but he didn't free the slaves out the goodness of his heart. Like let's cut that BS out. We gotta stop. Come on now. The guy from North Carolina, the governor, he dropped out. He doesn't want to be the VP pick no more. He didn't give a reason, but he dropped out. I don't know why. The Shapiro guy in Pennsylvania, I'm gonna say a no to him. And the reason why I'm saying no is because if we're gonna keep it all the way 100, the issue in Palestine, going back to Palestine, that is not going to work. It's not going to work. Because if she picks someone who's Jewish, and it's unfortunate that just because he's Jewish is going to disqualify him. But they already, I'm telling you, these young people, they care about that. Because I'm going to do a comparison. The issue in Palestine, Israel, it's the modern day South Africa. You're going to have to, Joe Biden, because he's the president, he's going to have to do it. Joe Biden, you're going to have to solve that issue. You're going to have to solve that issue in Palestine. Because remember how over 100,000 Muslims, well, not just Muslims, but mostly the Muslim community voted non-committed in the primary? Remember that? Who's to say they won't do it again? Try being black, Jewish, and gay. Oh man, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to say it like. Okay, wow. Okay, and thank you for sharing, Gene. We love everybody over here. You from PA? Shout out to everybody in PA. Josh Shapiro has and continues to do things for the people in PA. I live here. I know. Yeah, and like I said, I know he's a great, I'm pretty sure he's a great human being, but because you got to remember too, I think it would be fine if Kamala Harris' husband wasn't also Jewish, because they're going to say, oh, she's working for them and all that. She's already going to have a hard enough sell with the young people that really do care about Palestine. And I think mostly everybody do care about Palestine. I don't want to say the young people, but mostly them. And this is the voter turnout that you need, is the young vote. You need to solve that issue off top. You need to solve it. There's no other, you need to solve it. No, Gavin Newsom is not, because Kamala's already going to win California. She's already going to win California, so it's no point. So it's like the states that you want to make sure or turn blue, those are the ones that you want. Like they think they're going to win North Carolina. I don't think North Carolina is going to turn blue. I don't think it is. It only did that one time in 2008 for Obama, but I don't think it's going to do that again. Cooper is my governor in North Carolina. I don't blame him for dropping. Oh, you don't blame him for dropping? Mark Kelly, because his wife's view on gun control. Yep. Another strong argument for Mark Kelly. Yeah, I don't know if I said it already, but Mark Kelly was my vote. I think him, Arizona, the border crisis and stuff like that, I think that would work for that. Trump had already told the Christians that if they vote for him, they wouldn't have to worry. Listen, that Project 2025, he's already, repeating some of the sentiment from that document. And Percy, I seen your comment. You said you're voting because of the Project 2025. Yeah, take that serious. Unlike the Democrats, when the Republicans say they're going to get something, they're going to get it. They're going to get it done. They're not going to try to, let's try to be bipartisan. No, they be like, partisan my ass. We going to get this shit done. You better be careful. Yeah, Newsom is a no. Yeah. If you're LGBTQIA plus, you should be concerned. The laws in many states regarding gender ID could impact whether or not your vote counts. Oh wow! See, that's something I didn't know. Thank you, Kay, for that. Please vote for Donald Trump so he can bring back economic economy to. Um, I get what you're saying. Okay, from World War Three. Okay, so you think he's gonna save us from World War Three? Okay, and bring back the jobs. Okay, gotcha. We need to teach our own children Black history. The schools only teach sections when they are books on our Black heroes. Yeah, definitely. Because most of the Black history I know, I learned outside of school. I really didn't learn anything except Martin Luther King, Rosa Parks, um, Malcolm X, and you really don't even really learn the history. Like, you really don't. Because if you did, you'll probably be angry every day. It's hard not to be angry, and you know the real history of this country and everything like that. Like last week, for example, I just found out they used to wear our skin as leather. Did y'all know that? I had no clue that was a thing. They wore our skin as leather. They made shoes and clothes out. Man, let me just avoid that whole topic right now. Kamala and the party will help make the best decision. That part, Gavin is trash. Anyone but crazy man Biden was amazing, and Harris will be also Stop Project 2025. Gotcha. Stop Project 25, so don't vote for Trump. I wouldn't put that on my worst enemy. Pete Buttigieg would be great and has been tearing the Repubs up in his interviews, but I think his sexuality will nix. Yeah, a lot of people are talking about that too. They want Pete Buttigieg. I don't think he has enough I don't think he can pull in votes. I don't think if she puts Pete Buttigieg on the ticket, they'll be like, oh my God, now I definitely have to vote for Kamala. I think she has to go with somebody who's already, that has pull from a state. Indiana, probably because that's where Buttigieg is from. Indiana isn't going to turn blue. So I don't think that. Yeah, they will because of women's issues. Ms. Barber said, Black Americans, please unite and make your demands with the Republican Party. Stop wasting your time with the Democrats because they are destroying you. Okay. That is fair. And I do think you should talk to all sides. But you should definitely talk to all sides before it gets around election time. You know what I mean? Yes, vote for all the seats. Yes, that's very important, you guys. Like I said, it's 435 seats up. That's what you need to be concerned with. Because here's the thing. I have a feeling if Kamala gets in, it's going to run to the same issue that Obama had. Kamala gets in, either has a slim majority or loses the House and the Senate, then nothing is going to get passed. Then people are going to be like, oh my God, she told us she was going to pass this and that. And then it doesn't get passed because, yeah, she's blocked in. So that's why I'm all like, you guys, we have to stress the Senate, the House, even if it's Donald Trump, you got to stress that as well, too. The Senate, the House. Oh, okay, you went to a Jewish school. Okay. In the Jewish community, we don't let other people teach our kids. My parents and grandparents encouraged me to learn. Oh, wow. Okay, I didn't know that. Went to Catholic school 12 years and was never taught any Black history. Really? Miss Yolanda, you wasn't taught any Black history? That doesn't surprise me. I've heard that before. Chantel is right. Is an empty suit. Oh, what's an empty suit? Is that a derogatory term? I've never heard of that before. Empty suit. Blame No Child Left Behind. You're welcome. Yep. Buttigieg can bring in the Midwest vote, though. Okay, you think he can bring in the Midwest vote? I don't know. Of course, they will elect a woman and a gay man to run this country. I like Pete. Okay, you think they would? Okay, hey, if y'all want Pete, go get you some ain't mad at it. Listen, I'm gonna vote for Pete and vote for Harris. So yeah, I ain't saying that I won't. I just don't know if you can have the ticket too exotic. I'm trying to put it in a nice way. I don't know if you can have the ticket too exotic. The ticket might be too exotic. That's what I'm saying. Pete Record as head transportation would automatically make him liability. He's smart though. Okay, let me kind of catch up to some of your comments. I'm kind of late. I'm sorry. I'm sure Trump will oblige. Oh, what was that coming for, Princess? I know I'm kind of behind. For the infrastructure, yeah, the infrastructure bill. You know, they could sell that, the infrastructure bill. Yeah. Okay. We need to do our research and vote our interests. Yes, I definitely agree with that. That's why local I know we're just kind of talking about the presidency and stuff like that, but local is what your city council, your judges. You know, those are things that you guys need to look out for. Your state representatives, not just the Senate, but the state representatives as well too. Blue to the sky, to the ground. 82, not a dictator. Did I say that? That part, they block everything she wants to do. Exactly. They will block everything. They will make sure nothing can get through. Yeah. We are already. I agree with you. You're kind of already under that. Yeah, local elections matter. They definitely do. My D's actually benefited me from the NCLB. Can you tell me what the NCLB is? I don't know that abbreviation or that acronym. Taxpayer deserves to have all history. This is where my tax dollars are going to fund the schools. Yeah, definitely proper funding for schools. That needs to be. Oh, and Brown Ice, thank you so much. I appreciate the super chat. I'm sorry I didn't emphasize that. My bad. All the boys in the college are saying how much of a loose woman your vice president. Barbara, shut up. So I didn't get a chance to go over the polls, you guys. So I wanted to let you guys know that the polls are either showing Kamala Harris, Kamala. Now y'all got me calling her Kamala. Kamala. Okay, Kamala Harris. They are showing her either above or tied. This is Reuters and Espos, 44 to 42%. And then the favorability, now this is from Fox. She is ahead of, now Michigan is messed up. I think it's supposed to be like 49% or something like that for Michigan to 47%. But in Wisconsin, 49%, Pennsylvania, 49%, Minnesota, 51%. And then the last slide is messed up, but I think it's supposed to be 49%. So it's showing her up in the battleground states. So is Kamala winning? I don't know. Y'all tell me. Is she winning, y'all? Again, this is like, you know, it was announced last week. And so this is kind of like the first week, like everybody kind of, you know, they're like, hey, we rocking with Kamala. Oh, thank you, Kay. I appreciate that. Thank you. She's winning. Election day counts. Yes. And just because the polls say she's winning, you still got to vote. That's what y'all forgetting. You still got to vote. What does how many right. Do we want to talk about the child listing? Do we want to talk about that, y'all? Let's talk about it. So the whole she doesn't have any children. You remember we spoke about JD Vance earlier? The whole, oh, she doesn't have any kids. What that got to do with anything? By the way, she has kids. She has stepchildren. She has two of them. And they love her. They call her Mamala. But whether or not she bore kids out, she had kids out her own vagina, I don't think that has anything to do with nothing. Like, I don't think that matters. Like, I don't even know why that's the topic of discussion. Like, do you want your president to, like, is it important for your president to have kids? Yes or no? Put it in the chat right now. I won't do a 30-second countdown, but is it important for your president to have kids? I don't think it's important for the president to have like kids. And mind you, she has kids. She has stepkids. Her and damn, what's the second gentleman name? What is his name? Is it Daniel? Why can't I think of his name, y'all? I just lost his damn name. What is his name? Oh, I just looked on Instagram. It said breaking. The white dudes for Harris call with Pete Buttigieg already crushed their fundraising goal of 1.3 million. The call started 5 minutes ago. This momentum is totally unprecedented. And then somebody just tweeted again, just hit 2 million. Wow. Doug, that's what his name. I was calling him everything under the sun. Yeah, Doug. They met in 2013. So she would have already been to a certain age where it would have been difficult for her to have children. And no. It's none of our business whether or not she has kids. Ooh, Stephanie, I'm gonna star that comment real quick because I want to come back to that. What's up, Margot? Right. What if she had some crackhead kids running around? Y'all would attack them. Just like Trump kids. They attack him. Like, we got to be fair. I'm going to be honest. I even call Trump kids ugly. I ain't going to lie. Them inbred motherfuckers. Like, they ugly. They had to find partners that were at least halfway decent because they came out looking, inbred. Let me. I don't want to wake it up too much. Let me go back to bed. I don't want to wake it up too much. I'll be nice. I'll save that one in my back pocket. I'll save that one. Yeah, and you know what the crazy part is? His wife now, Gavin Newsom's wife now, she's an actual. She was a Republican before she met him. Like, so he has a thing for Republicans. Maybe that's like a fetish thing. I don't know. Gavin Newsom, a different character. Did I vote for him to get recalled? No, I didn't, because that's how we ended up with Arnold Schwarzenegger. So no, I didn't vote for him to get recalled. She was busy working. Yeah, she's a working woman. She's a working woman. So, who cares if she doesn't have kids of her own? She got 2 stepkids. Listen, I don't mind being I would want to be a stepdaddy. I'm not going to lie. I think I'm too old now. I'd rather be a stepdaddy. I would like a situation where I get married and she has like 2 older kids or something like that. I wouldn't mind that. I wouldn't mind, for me personally. And maybe Kamala was looking for that. She was all like, let me find somebody who already got kids. I ain't going to give you no kids. So, hey, you already got your kids? Okay, good. Maybe that's what she was looking for. Who knows? But I don't think that has anything to do with a qualification of being a president or anything like that. But let me tell you guys this. Okay, so she doesn't have any kids of her own, right? But what about a man who has multiple children with different women, aka Trump, or i.e. Trump. He has multiple children with multiple different women. Now, just imagine Barack Obama had multiple women and multiple children. Luckily, he just had one marriage. You know? And as I understand, Kamala has only been married once. Like, this is the guy that she got married to. This is the only one. And Trump is known to cheat on all his wives. So when you talk about how Kamala slept her way up to the top and, you know, did all this other stuff, what does that have to do with, you know, like if we're going to try to, if we're going to do a slut test, we got to compare them. You know, which one is worse than the other one? Like, we got to compare them. We can't just be all like, oh yeah, she has no children, she slept her way to the top. And you have a serial adulterer. You have somebody who has multiple kids with multiple different women. Somebody publicly who knows that sleeps around and stuff like that. Like, come on now. We got to be honest about it. We don't know what he got in Africa. Miss Barbara, are you saying that Barack Obama was not born in America? Is that what you're trying to allude to? Miss Barbara, you need to talk to them spiritual angels and have them give you some guidance, because they ain't guiding you right. They guiding you somewhere else. Oh, I had that in my back pocket, Ronnie. Don't even worry. That was in my back pocket. See, I was just talking about the slut meter. They wanted to talk about the whole slut thing, so I was just going off the slut meter. But exactly, he was fine. He was found liable. Right, Margot. Right. Right. That's what should matter. That's it. That's what should matter. Right, Smooth. Wake that up. Exactly. Oh wow, that's deep. Wow. Yo, and that's somebody that they're trying to prop up, like this Republican golden child, Amber Rose. That's crazy to me. That Trump can make voting obsolete. I have a bridge to sell you. Of course, you can't make voting obsolete. However, no telling what you can do. We already, basically, the Supreme Court said that he has immunity for everything that happens when he's in office. So what if he started some shit and then he doesn't want to leave? Like, who's to say that he can't? You know? Amber Rose is the Republican version of Cardi B. Yeah, she's definitely the version of Cardi B. No, his brown eyes, his people act like he's God. Because I have a question for the Republicans. Okay, say if Trump loses, right? Say if Trump loses, what happens to the Republican Party? Do they run him again in 2028? I have a feeling they're going to run him again in 2028. He's going to be older by then. But I bet you they're going to run him in 2028 if he doesn't win. They're going to keep running him. You don't think they are? I don't know. I don't know. I think they would run him again. Because I don't even think the people that are in the Republican Party are like the real Republicans. I think they're Trumplicans, as they call them. Do they run him again? Oh, damn. Right. Okay, so y'all think that they're gonna run Ron DeSantis? If he does lose, they'll run Ron DeSantis. His dementia will be too severe. Project 2025 needs a younger cult member like Holly. Oh, wow. Okay, so y'all think they would run somebody else? Okay. Oh wait, Kate clapped back. She said, "We've lost women's reproductive rights. The LGBTQ IA plus community is losing rights. Children were put in the equivalent of prisons and lost and lost. So yes, I think he would make voting obsolete." The media has been very biased on Biden. Has anyone ever heard him in one of his heard him in one of his rallies? Uh, no, I like recently. Well, not recently, but yeah. Give me a time period. Right? Doesn't that? I think they'll retire him and immortalize him by making a separate party based on. Oh, I can see that. It'll be, you know how I was talking about that third party thing. I think there will be in our lifetime right now. I think there will be a major third party. I have a feeling of that. Mark this date right here. What's today's date? The 29th. There will be a prominent third party. I guarantee you that. He will be like Reagan Nancy protection him from us knowing he had dementia. Oh, yeah, because they also said Reagan had dementia as well too. And LBJ, when he had dropped out, he had they say he had health issues too. Project 2025 is terrifying, not terrorizing, terrifying. They have started to implement some of the policies elected Trump will. Yeah, someone pointed out, like, if you want to see how the way Project 2025 is laid out, look at Tennessee and look at Florida. So you know how Florida, they're banning books and all that stuff. Yeah. So they said kind of look at that, and then you can see how Project 2025 is going to be laid out. That's kind of like the groundwork right there in those two states. Um, Trump enticed women to sleep to the top with him. Yeah. Hell yeah. I feel like his morality needs to expire quickly so we can move on. I think we're ready to move on. Like we ready for something new. 82 is right. They will destroy the Republican Party as we know it. Yep. Project 2025 is already happening. Yes, that is true. The Supreme Court passed the law. They did not have to. Which one? Brown Eyes. 82, do you like I can't put your comment up, but the answer is no. I don't think they're banning books. I don't think that was ever allowed in school. Carry on. Can you clarify what you mean by because I don't think that was ever allowed in school. I didn't see those books on the ban list. Oh, I said mortality. I'm sorry, mortality. Thank you. You know I'm blind, so yeah, the words kind of look the same. There will be no America in 2028. China and Russia will will demolish America. We were sold out by Biden and Obama administration. And what else you said? Bush administration treason. Okay. All right, Miss Barbara. Thank you. I appreciate that. Oh my God. Oh, Roe versus Wade. Yes. Yeah. The Tea Party is the start. I thought the Tea Party was gone. I remember hearing about the Tea Party like around like, when Obama was in, but like what happened to the Tea Party? Is that now the Trump Party now, the Tea Party? In Tennessee, several years ago, all of the Trumpers went to go rebury Nathan Bedford Forrest, the father of the Klan, and wept. Wait, what? When was this? I don't remember hearing about that. MAGA replaced the Tea Party. Okay. Genderqueer is one of the books. I've never heard of that book, but there's more than just that book that they're banning. But I don't know if that's a corn book. I don't know that for a fact, so I can't say that. I think Barbara blocked me, but I'm. Did she block you? I wonder why. How come none of the two choices want to talk about a transformative Black agenda to close the racial wealth gap? Well, that's a good question. That is a very good question. But my only thing is like we don't know what her plan and policies are going to be yet. Because this is only week one. You have to remember, this is only week one. But that's a good question. I would like to know that as well, too. Obama could have written Roe versus Wade into law. He had the House and the Senate. Yes, he definitely should have when he was in office. Because the first 2 years, he did have the House and the Senate. But you have to not quantify, but is quantify the word? Like, you know how they did gay marriage and interracial marriage? They quantified it. Is that what it was called? I'll look up the word after the show because I'm using the wrong word. But what they did with that law, they need to do it with. They should have did it with Roe versus Wade. That's what I'm trying to say in the long run. Way to go, young man. Let me look on here. Way to go, young man, fighting through all this politics stuff. Good on you to keep the knowledge. Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you for that. And and whether we agree or disagree, even like Miss Barbara, because Miss Barbara don't be knowing what she's talking about. I love these kind of conversations. So thank you. Like I said, the other people in the T sector, they can't give you any knowledge. They don't know anything. They just guess it. But over here, I got a little bit of knowledge. I kind of keep up with things, so I can, have a healthy discussion compared to other people that can't have no discussion at all. Barbara is computer illiterate. She is not able to. Why are you talking in third person? Oh my God. He said it would be his first priority. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if he said that was going to be his first priority. I'll look it up though. Miss Barbara is messenger angels for the spirit realm or whatever. That's who Miss Barbara is, by the way, you guys. I just call her Miss Barbara because I ain't saying that long. Spiritual angels for God moving in the elder world. I'm not saying all that. I'm just saying Miss Barbara because that's her name. If you got a long name, I'm going to abbreviate it. I'm either going to use your real name or I'm abbreviated something, Ariel say they banned in Florida book because the author last name is gay. Yeah. And like I said, there's plenty of other books they banned. Like the one that Carry On had put, I don't know that one. I'm kind of like, I don't know what that is. Like, I know what the words mean, but I don't know what exactly it is. In the Gene voice. Slam the door, and then I open the door, and then I rip the door. Ratify. Ding, 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 ding. Thank you, Tara. I appreciate that. Thank you. Ratify. Yes. Yes, that's the word. I was like, I knew it was something. 82, you are an educated fool. Okay, all right. See, Miss Barbara, when you say stuff like that, I ain't gonna read the rest. I'm just gonna ignore it. And you're disrespecting black women for clout and clicks. He said he would be a dictator for the first day. Is that about somebody else? That's not about me, right? Yeah, I don't think that comment was for me. Most people don't understand how democracy works. Yes, there are 3 branches of government right now. Biden has the executive, legislature is split, and the Supreme Court leans right. Yes. That's why I was telling people, like, all 35 seats are up. It's like 25 to 30 Senate seats. I don't remember the number. Those are up. Like, those things, like, you got to pay attention to, as well as local, like your city council, the mayor, all that. You guys have to look that up. Oh, okay, you can see it. Yeah, there's like theater mode and all these other different modes and stuff like that. Yeah, that's probably what it is. Also, when things revert back to the state run legislation, I've always remember I can read on here. So on StreamYard, it's like on 2 different screens. You can read the comments. Legislation, we all become susceptible. They are laws that are still on the books that are only protected because of national laws. Be vigilant. Yes. Dictator for 0 days. If Trump wins, he can potentially rule everything. Trump said he will be a dictator from day 1. You should do generational wealth segment. Oh yeah, definitely. It's very important because it's really needed. We need to stop relying on the government and come together, and we'll and you know, and Brown Eyes. That's what I was kind of saying. That was like my argument with Amanda Seals, and throw Dr. Umar up in there because he says a lot of shit too. My problem with them is that they want to come up with this whole black coalition on election year, and usually like right before we're getting ready to vote. Like, no, we need, like, as soon as the election is over with, this is when we need to start talking about this, right? We need to start talking about it as soon as the election is over with, so we can get things done. We can't do it 100 days or now 99 days out. Try to do this. Like, come on now. Like, we could start it now, but we can't be all like, oh, we're going to hold out our vote until this and that. Like, no, we should have already been talking about this. But Brown House, I definitely want to do a segment on that. Yes. Thank you. I appreciate that. And I love when you guys, like, we get into conversations like this when I can use my brain and not just be a clown up here all the time. Sometimes I don't want to be a clown. The Supreme Court reform. Well, when I first heard the Supreme Court reform, I thought what Biden was going to do was pack the court with like more judges. I didn't realize like his thing was, oh, he's trying to reform the whole immunity thing about, that's what he's trying to do. I thought he was going to pack the courts. I'd rather him pack the court than him trying to. I don't know if he can get it done. That's the thing. And probably packing the court is probably ain't easy to do either. But I mean, if he can get it done, because I definitely don't think Trump should be have immunity for basically everything. And again, it's only the stuff while he was in office. Everything else, he can still be held responsible for. Tasha K for BP, she's in less debt than Trump. I don't know if I want Tasha K for like a VP or anything like that. I don't know. Okay. Yes, talk about it. Yes, Margot, what you smoking? This Babs is crazy. Yeah. She a character. I agree they give Trump too much credit. So you don't think that he's going to be able to do a lot of the stuff that he said he's going to do? I listen. When he wanted them tax cuts, he got them tax cuts. When he said he was going to make sure that them judges get in, he made sure them judges get in. Now, did he build the wall? No, he built certain portions of the wall. So, but that's the only thing I can say. Like, oh, well, he didn't get that done. Oh, the affordable health care, aka Obamacare. He wasn't able to get that repealed. And that's one of the things they want to get rid of too, is the Affordable Care Act, but they don't have anything to replace it with. That is the issue. Been done 3 years ago. Once the seat was filled, it can't be non-political. That is true as well too. That is definitely true. Oh, you think they got rid of it because of the political talk? I don't know, because I feel like they would have replaced it with a political show if that was the case. Yeah, well, the idea is that they'll be able to take the House and the Senate. That's the thing. That's why I'm stressing, like, okay, I know we're talking about the presidency because that's the hot topic and stuff like that, but that's why I keep reiterating the 435 seats, the Senate. I have not read the whole thing, but I have it. I do have a copy of it. I want to find a way to kind of like condense it and like condense it and make it make sense, because shout out to make it make sense, but make it make sense because it's a lot of word salad basically. Yeah, there are too many wars in the world. That is true. But I don't know what that has to do with the price of tea in China though. I don't believe a man. Yo, Zach, I never thought about that. Hold on. Let me play that clip again because I got a question to ask y'all real quick. Hold on. Because now that I think about it, Amanda never said when she had this conversation with Kamala. Like, was this a long time ago? Was this yesterday? Like, when did she have this conversation with Kamala? Y'all, put in the chat. Do you think that Amanda Seals actually had a conversation with Kamala? Yes or no?
Don't mean anything. Like, if you tell me a portion of a story right now, I would just take that portion of the story and say, well, when you're ready to tell me the whole thing, tell me. But if people are going to
I didn't even know it wasn't the whole
yes, you
thing.
did.
I felt like there
Because
was
you
a lot
literally said in the
missing
beginning, yes, you
because it
did.
didn't
Because
make
in the
sense to
beginning of this,
me.
are you going to keep talking over me? In the beginning of
No.
this conversation, what you said was, you've only told us you've only told us like the portions that you've told us. And you know what I said every time? Every single time that I've talked about this story, I've said, I'm not going to say the entire thing because I don't feel like it makes sense to. I don't feel comfortable. It was a private conversation that really ultimately doesn't need to be completely exposed. I don't need to do that. But if you're going to use elements against me that are simply disingenuous, not you personally, but if people are going to use elements against me that are simply disingenuous, I'm going to use what I know to challenge what people think.
Then you said she tried to silence you. But
I
my thing
said, who tried
was,
to silence me?
Kamala. Didn't you say that?
I said, I don't know who's trying to silence me. Maybe it's her. That's what I said.
Why are you going to throw her under the bus and put her name out there like that? And you
What is she
didn't
doing for
even...
you?
I mean...
When I met with Kamala Harris after she summoned me, I said to her straight up, you talk out two sides of your neck and we don't know what you're talking about. I wouldn't be surprised if it's Kamala Harris who's trying to shut me the up. Because I told her straight up that I feel like she is disingenuous in her messaging. And she said to me, well, you're being too critical. And I said, I am a voter. I'm supposed to be critical. That's my job.
Wow. So y'all telling me this, she said it on Funky Show last week, and because I'm not gonna lie, I was under the impression that this conversation happened like yesterday or something like that. I am so surprised. I literally thought that this was yesterday that she like talked to Kamala Harris. So this is like a year ago. She ran into her because she's like, she summoned me, and we had a conversation and all this other stuff. Like, this sounds like this is a current situation. Not this happened like a year ago. And again, this kind of goes into what I was talking about with the griot. Like, we have to know what her stance is now, not what it was 5 years ago, because it was in 2019, not 5 years ago. We need to know what her positions are now, moving forward. So, I mean, a year isn't too long ago, but I was under the impression that Amanda just talked to her yesterday. It's her second time this month. Okay, so it was because I know she was on there before, so it's the second time she was on there. I'm gonna look for that clip because I was under the impression that this happened just the other day. Put a 1 in the chat. Was anybody else under the impression that this happened recently? Put a 1. Put a 2 if you knew it happened a long time ago. I'm thinking they was just on the phone and like she seen one of Amanda's videos, her rants. It was all like, oh yeah, let me talk to Amanda, try to see what's wrong with her and stuff like that. Not that she bumped into her somewhere, because you said the way you were summoned to her, it kind of set it up like it was something that happened. Okay, she mentioned it on Funky's first video. Okay. Because I'm just seeing the not the clip on Funky Show, but the live that she did, it made it seem, and again, maybe it's the internet that made it, sensationalized it, but it sounded like it just happened just a minute ago. Yeah, she made it sound recent. Yeah. Okay, well, now that she's running for president, like, it's a little different now. It was probably Issa Rae. Do you know if you actually, but do you have a picture? I need proof when it comes to Amanda Seales. I need proof. I need a picture. I need to know that you, like, shook her hand. Like, I just don't be believing Amanda, y'all. Ooh, Gracious D, that's a conversation to have. Yeah, like, I do believe there's a lot of people out there just to persuade black people, because some of them you ask, like, oh, are you voting? And they're like, oh, no, I don't vote. Okay, well, shut up then, See if she'll come on my show. I don't think I've been positive, talked about Amanda positively. I don't think she'll come on my show. She looks to see who, because she talks about safe spaces and stuff like that. Yeah, I don't think I'm a safe space for her. I mean, I could be, but I've already said stuff about her. She looks up people before she agrees to do things. So yeah, I don't think she'll come on my show. She full of right. Clorinda, you're right about that. So how come she didn't say that in her first comment? That, you know what? That's the crazy part, because she's been, mind you, she's been going off on Kamala Harris since it was announced that she was replacing Biden. She's been going off on Kamala, but she just mentioned this story now, because that clip of her live, that was from today. I happened to catch it. That was from today. So when she's talking about it, I didn't hear her say like, oh, well, this was from a long time ago. Because now that makes sense why she's saying that Kamala is possibly the one that's trying to silence her and like trying to stop her and stuff like that. Now that makes sense, even though I don't think that Kamala is, yeah, I don't think she is. Before she deleted, yeah, she deleted it. Yeah, that Amanda, are you kidding me? This is from a year ago, and now you're trying to pass off this story. Ridiculous. Oh, damn, we're almost at an hour, 30 minutes, y'all. You know we don't go this long usually. I give you a good hour and then I'm out. What's up, Mary D? All right, you guys, this has been a great show. Thank you for everybody who supported the channel. Make sure you guys hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. Like I said, I'm going to give you guys politics 2 days a week. Now that I know that you guys are up for the conversation and I can have a dialogue with you guys, I'm definitely up for, having more discussion. And then as time comes closer, we'll have more. This will be a whole political channel then. But anyway, you guys, I love y'all. Be safe. Thank you for all the donations. Shout out to Brown Eye. Shout out to Chantel. Shout out to Kay. Thank you guys for all the donations. Thank you guys for hitting that like button. Thank you for supporting. Shout out to everybody. Make sure you just love one another. And again, forget about the presidency, even though that's all we talked about. Remember Congress, Senate, your local races. Pay attention to those because those are what matter. All right, deuces, everybody. We out.